Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you, my friend.
I've got a question.
Oh, you do?
What's happening in 2 months' time from now?
Well, I have a guess.
Shall we share it with the audience after the intro?
After the intro.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Reviewing Your Underwater Films. Sebastian had... Well, that wasn't directed to you. But yeah, welcome to you too.
Thank you.
And you had a couple of moments more to think about my question from before. What's happening in 2 months' time?
Well, I think some packing is involved.
Some major packing, I would say.
Yeah, some major packing.
Yeah, because in pretty much 2 months' time, we will be in the final preparation for our next underwater video workshop and group trip, again with divers ready. This time we go into Indonesia, Bali and Komodo. There is still 2 spots left. 1 twin share for a male, 1 twin share for a female. And why do we mention the Bali, Indonesia trip in this video? Any guesses?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with Divefork.
It does. It has something to do with Divefork, who is the sponsor of the series here, and they have also agreed to be a main sponsor of that workshop and that group trip, and they will be sponsoring a lot of gear. So we will be able to take a lot of different Divefork gear with us onto that trip for you guys, or for those guys joining us on that trip. So we'll have plenty of test equipment so people can try out different things, accessories, the housings, all that sort of stuff. We'll also have their brand new mobile transmitter with us. So we'll be trying to live stream from Bali and then also from Komodo National Park underwater. I'm very excited about this. And also there's going to be some competition throughout that workshop, the 2 weeks that we'll be spending together. And Divefork will be sponsoring some of the prizes that will be available for the winners of the video and photo competitions throughout that workshop that we'll be having there. So yeah, that's the reason why we mention it here. And I would also like to extend a big warm thank you to Divefork for not just sponsoring this episode and the series here, but also for becoming a main sponsor for the upcoming workshop. We really appreciate your support, and they're also giving something to you as our community, which is a 6% discount on any purchase that you make from the Divefork online store. Simply use the code Matthias Lebo at checkout, or the link which is down in the video description below to claim that discount on your next purchase.
Wow, a lot of talking, Matthias.
Right.
So I think it's enough talking. Let's start watching maybe something. Because today's video is from Arno.
From Arno, okay.
And well, Arno did not give us much information. Well, actually, he's a cave diver from Belgium. That's all we know. And yeah, so I would say
that's all we need to know.
Yeah.
So cave diving, Belgium. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Let's watch it.
Ik heb nu in mijn carrière toch al redelijk wat mensen op technisch niveau opgeleid. We duiken verder dan de meeste hun meter. Maar in mijn ogen duiken we veel veiliger dan de doorsnee sportduiker. Ik weet nog altijd goed, de eerste keer in de nek kwam. Je komt dan in gangen, je zet die lijn aan het leggen en je beseft in één keer van, het is hier al meer dan 100 jaar geleden dat hier nog iemand rondgelopen heeft. En nu zweven wij hier gewoon tussen ze en dat was wauw. Zo heb ik ook mijn passie verder ontwikkeld eigenlijk in het mijn- en grotduiken. Want dat is mijn bedoeling als instructeur, mijn passie overbrengen aan andere mensen.
Pretty cool.
pretty short too.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the first films in quite a while that we definitely don't have to critique on the length of it, right?
True.
I really enjoyed that. Very cool. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I would definitely go diving with them, or do training with them. It's like
Right.
it's really catchy. It gets a very how you say, sympathetic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very nice, but at the same time very professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it.
Me too. Me too. Very well done, Arno, on actually telling a story within a minute and 15. So it's a minute and 15 is the total length of this piece, and you managed to tell a complete story. Sure, it's a short story, but I know now who you are, right? And what your passion is and what you're doing. And you've all packaged that in like a minute and 15. That's quite impressive. That's really quite impressive. And you've told the story nicely. Like, I really enjoyed it. I really, really did. I also think that the editing is done very well. You've used some very, how to say this, some very like punctuated effects on your edits, like when, for example, we saw the pressure gauge and like I think it was a logo of something. It's just that one piece. There was a lot of editing happening in that one piece, but it fit together very nicely. And then for a lot of the other parts of the film, there wasn't much fancy editing really. It was very basic editing, but the fancy stuff that you've included worked very well.
They were exactly at a point where they need to be, or where they
Yes.
help the story and the whole film.
Yes. And with the sound design that was put in there at the same time, it just clicked together and worked very, very nicely.
Yeah, and talking about sound, I loved how clean the audio was. It was very very nice, clean audio from the narrator.
Yeah, agree.
Really cool, fit in very cool. What I liked as well was the especially underwater footage, the different perspective we had. It's not like just like a diver passing by, a diver from behind and front, that's it. It's like all the different perspectives with foreground elements, background elements, and looking through the tunnel, through a hole in the wreck, and so pretty cool.
And I also think that it's all, and please correct us, Arno, if I'm wrong here, because we don't have that information from your email, but from like watching this piece, I think that you weren't really using any lights on the camera. And we don't really know what camera you've used either, but maybe you can put it down in the comment section below to let us all know. But I'm pretty sure you didn't use any on-camera lights, and all the lighting was ambient light, ambient lighting. And you used it very cleverly, where that person come through that tunnel, and I think there was like a hole or something on one side in that tunnel. And the light was shining through there, so you didn't really need to use light from the front, because it would have just given a completely a wrong or a very different atmosphere if suddenly there was a lot of light coming from one direction, which would have looked unnatural. So I think that was a very clever way of keeping the mystical atmosphere around the water from such a dive and conveying that in your piece. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. Also, the stability. That's something else that I wrote down. Stability of the footage is nothing that you can really say about that. Footage is stable, and I really enjoyed that.
Me too.
What have we got that we can pass on to Arno as tips?
Yeah, I would say when we're talking about tips, Arno, I think it's more like, it's not a criticism. It's like, hey, if you want to improve something, there would be an area. It's nothing. I think it's nothing major.
I agree. I think we're being picky here with the stuff that we're going to be mentioning. And for most, like, this piece definitely can stay like this. It's a really nice and complete piece. But because we do want to give you some tips on what we think you could improve, we're just going to be a little picky here on a few things.
Yeah. So I wrote down the color grading, especially surface footage, because like underwater, I think it's a very clean image. The colors are okay, or the colors are nice. It's like it given, as you said, a very nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I think the topside footage could use a little more. They look very clean. They could they could use a little more character, or
Right.
a look or something, because they look like it look very clean, very digital, in comparison to the underwater footage.
Yeah. Understood.
You
Yeah.
wanna-
Maybe. And I don't know whether that was done on purpose. And as you said, it looks very clean. It looks also very neutral.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really wanna put a specific look onto the topside footage. And I agree with you, Sebastian. I think that giving that footage, you said it nicely, giving it a little more character, giving it a more specific look to it by just applying a gentle color grade and shift it to one side or another could have made it a little bit better. Not that this is bad by any means, but I think he would have done that job a little better.
Yeah, because like from like cinematography perspective, it is very nice. It has a shallow depth of field. The framing is nice with some exceptions. So it's very cool. And you just go on top and do some give him a look, or just change a little bit the color.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a little bit more contrast, like something like that. It doesn't have to be like really a crazy color grading or something.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be extreme, but just a touch. I agree. Now you were mentioning the framing, and there's some exceptions to the good framing, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, this is very picky, but they were like, I think I counted 2 shots.
Yeah.
I'm not, maybe there are more, but I counted 2 where the, how you say that, the dead space in front of the face of the subject was, in my opinion, too narrow. So like there was more. If you we put in the B-roll right now that you can see it, but in front of the face it should be more space, and and behind the head should be less.
So the character is centered in the frame rather than put to one side, so that you have more space in front of, like in the direction that the person is looking, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because like often in movies you often see that exactly that the character is more moved to the tighter side, just to give the like a tight, like how you say, like a mystic feeling, something like that. But I think in that case it would be better just to put the character a little bit further away from the one side
so
of the.
So to give it more space in front of the head.
But I mean, it's picky.
It's very picky. So don't take this too seriously. Arno, we really, really enjoyed your film. This was a great submission, and thank you so much for making this submission and sharing this piece of work. Actually, this piece of art, I would even say, with us here on the channel. I'm very grateful for that. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else written down?
Yeah, I have only one thing.
Oh,
regarding to the color, it is the color matching of the blues, or light blues in green of the watercolor.
Yeah.
I think it's again 1 or 2 shots. I'm not sure if it was not possible because of the depth of the diver, but you can see that some shots have bluish water and some of them is more greenish. I think greenish is the majority of it. So I would tend to say get it all in the same look.
Yeah.
But yeah, again.
Agree. Yeah, you're right. I did notice that too. You're right, 1 or 2 shots where it was or rather on the bluish side, and the majority of the shots is rather on the green side. Yeah.
But yeah.
Minor things, Arno. Right. Would you like to sum it up for Arno?
No, but I think I have to. Now, Arno, thanks again for submitting your film to us and letting us review it. And we really liked the story, the compact story you put in there with a very interesting perspective, the clean shots, and the audio, the sound effects, really cool. We really loved it. If we're talking about improvement, we thought you could work on the framing. just on a few shots, just get a little bit more space, a little bit more right, and then on the color grading, especially on the topside footage, just give it as well a kind of look, intensify the grading a little bit there, and as we learned in the last sentence, the color matching. Be sure that all the clips are matching topside and underwater. But yeah, I loved it.
Me too.
Really cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. And that brings us to the end of today's video. We hope that we were able to pass on some information, some tips to you, Arno, and hopefully also to everyone else out there. And I hope that everyone enjoyed Arno's submission here. As always, we're going to be linking Arno's video in the description. Thank you very much. I do have to say I need to look it up whether it's even on YouTube, because he sent it to me on a different channel. We'll see if it's on YouTube. If it is, we'll link it down and make sure that you guys can access it there. And other than that, there's not much more to say than thank you for sticking with us. If you have a film that you want us to review within the series here, then please do send us an email to contact@matthiaslebo.com with a link to your film, a quick description on what cameras you used, where the film was shot, any information that you find might be useful for us in reviewing your submission here on the channel, and then we'll be happily watch and review the film for you and publish it here on our channel. Yeah, that's about it. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
No, you're speechless, right?
Yeah, I'm totally speechless.
Yeah, as most of the time. Okay, thank you guys for your time and for watching. Have a fantastic week. Keep capturing all those amazing underwater adventures of yours. Share them with us here on the channel, and we will see you back here for another episode of Reviewing Underwater Films next Thursday. Have a great time. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.